Hey y'all, welcome back. I know we're in a new area, but we might be about to start doing some new things. I kind of want to try out like the sit down talking with y'all parts on my channel, or either essentially to like start just doing these sit down, because I feel like the doing the vlogs is a little much for me, when really I'm supposed to just be talking to y'all about God and all that stuff. And I feel like with me trying to incorporate everything I do, that's just kind of hard. Maybe we can still do a vlog from here to there, or like a makeup chit chat or something like that. But I kind of think I want to start my focus on just basically doing it this way and spreading the word with y'all, in a more calm and profound way. And I feel like this essentially would be the best way to do that. As y'all can see, we have us a little area. Don't mind my TV up there. I thought I blocked it out, but I guess not. But it's okay. Um, so to start off this segment, I want us to do. I drank these waters called 1186, and I did not know the waters had Bible verses in the cap. And this water I drunk, it has 1 Samuel 15:22. So we're gonna read 1 Samuel 15:22. I gotta find it first. I should have been found it, but y'all know. 3:12. 15. It's 15 and 22. So 15 and 22 says, but Samuel replied, what is more pleasing to the Lord, your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? Listen, obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offering fat or rams. And I feel like that talks in the part with where, like, essentially we feel like we do all this stuff in Christ, and we feel like we talking about God, and we we feel like we live in a godly life and the life God wants us to live, but essentially we not doing the main thing he wants us to do, which is to be obedient to his word. We're doing everything we feel we're supposed to, but doing what his word tells us to do. And I feel like a lot of people feel that just because I'm saved and just because I believe God died for my sins, then I'm okay. But in the end, it all comes down to your obedience. And are you doing what God is telling you to do? And are you doing the things you know a child of God are supposed to do? And two, that can come into play with the part with the scripture, faith without work is dead. Your obedience is your work. So you saying you have faith in God and believe that he died for your sins, but you're not doing anything to show that you believe he died for your sins. So essentially we have to come to the conclusion and understanding that we're doing all these things, but we're not being obedient, and we're not putting in the work that we're supposed to do to show Christ, like, okay, yeah, I'm living for you. I'm going to do what you're telling me to do. I'm living by your word and not of this world. Because a lot of times that's what messes us up is we had a faith, we believe in God, and we feel like, we're a good person of Christ, but we're still doing the things of the world and living in the world. And God had to take some of those things out of me. So, and two, like none I talk about on this channel, or like our new, I don't know if I should say podcast or not, but nothing we talk about on this channel wouldn't be nothing I haven't experienced myself or I've been through myself. So yeah, like I always believed in God and believed he died for my sins, but I was still living in the world. But when I fully committed and gave myself to him and started to show my obedience and put the work in to prove to him, like, yeah, I know you did this for me, and I'm gonna show you that I believe you did this for me. That wasn't until I started seeing all the changes. And I really saw like the person God wanted me to be, and the things I could do, and all the stuff I was capable of. So yeah, your obedience is your number one thing. If y'all see me looking at my phone, it's because I put my notes in my iPad, but I'm recording off my iPad. So I have to essentially, why can't I keep saying essentially? Because that don't even go with what I'm going to say. I had to put my notes in my phone so I can read them to y'all because I'm recording on my iPad to see how I can go. But I got my camera recording too, but the camera don't get the whole all the angles like my iPad getting, and I'm using the front camera on my iPad, so I hope they're gonna look okay too. But we'll see, I guess, when I edit this video. This is our first one. We're not being too picky. Good things come over time, trial and error. So y'all just stick with me. I gotta find us an intro for doing these sit down talks because I don't even have one for the other videos I used to do. But I don't know. So today I wanted to talk to y'all about some stuff I experienced the beginning of the year and why I haven't been here. Y'all know I told y'all like before I found Christ, I used to deal with depression a whole lot. And it's like I say at the end of the year, I don't know if it's because I had COVID at the end of the year. I don't know if that affected my mood or not or what, but it's like I started it like at the end of the year, that's when I started back falling into that depression and not feeling like myself, just feeling like I wasn't doing nothing right. When I knew I wasn't doing nothing wrong either. So that was the hard part. And like the whole month of January, well, up until like a week ago, I've been feeling like very bad and not being able to do nothing or wanting to do nothing and just feeling unmotivated. And I know it's just the enemy trying to get me to fall back into that place because he want me to feel like God not here for me. But I'm not gonna let that happen. And it just I don't know, I just been unmotivated with everything. Unmotivated with school, unmotivated with life in general. Like I had really got to a point where I had to make myself get up and do stuff and like take care of myself because I had got to a point where I didn't want to. And what's extra hard about that is feeling like you have nobody to confide in when you do have somebody to confide in. But sometimes like you just feel like, I mean, he is here in a physical or spiritual presence, but you want somebody that, I guess, it's crazy because everything that I'm trying to say to describe how I wanted somebody here for me is still describing God because I feel like I wanted somebody I can feel. If I pray to God, I can feel His presence. So essentially, basically, I had the person I needed, but I just felt like I didn't, if that made sense. And that's one of the goals of the enemy too. He wants us to feel like God isn't there for us when God is always there for us. And I knew that he was just trying to throw me back in that depression because I really didn't have a reason to be depressed. Like everything in my life was going good and it still is going good and I'm accomplishing great things and doing good stuff. So I really didn't know why I was in a depression because I really didn't have a reason to. But yeah, I'm glad that is gone. The second thing was, I talked about being unmotivated. The third thing was I felt like my channel had started back not being really focused on God that much. Because I was recording stuff. Like I recorded a lot of videos, but then I realized like, dang, you ain't even do the devotion in this video or this vlog. And like I got a lot of videos on my card that I didn't even upload to edit for vlogs because I'm like, ain't nothing in here that's supposed to be in here. So why am I trying to, record or even upload it? And two, another thing was another thing with the channel going the wrong way. Like I could tell it went right because like I never had trouble with my videos uploading. But like when I would try to upload one of those videos, it would not upload. And I'm like, what's wrong? And then like when I finally said, okay, I'm gonna dedicate my channel to just sit down videos. Cause everything started falling into place. I got all the equipment I needed. Everything was just good. And it was crazy because I'm like, dang, now I see that I was going back in the wrong way with my family and what I was trying to present to y'all. And y'all know I have been trying to find Wi-Fi forever. Why, when I decided to make this change, we was able to get Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's how I know like maybe I need to start doing these. 4. It's crazy that I got this on my list too, and like I watched the Just Different podcast, and the guy was talking about it too, where you feel like you like what you getting from knowing what you know. So like I was getting to the point where like I was just liking that people were like, okay, yeah, I like her channel, or I like what she's saying, and like you did a good job, and it's good you know your word and all that stuff. I was liking the praises of it basically. So I feel like he had to bring me back from there and be like, this not about you. It's about me, you know. So I had to get over the glory that I was getting in the praises from doing the channel and knowing the stuff that I've been learning, because I'm still learning. I don't know everything. I'm still learning, so I had to get over that and let it be known that he just speaking through me. That like none of this has nothing to do with me. It's all for him. So on another turn, some good things is I finished my first semester of nursing school. I'm in my second semester now. I had my first clinical yesterday and it went great. You know, nursing school still everybody gonna be nervous and you'll never be. But you got those people that feel like they know it all, but I'm not a know it all. I'm willing to learn. If I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you. But so far, so good. So yeah, we got 2 more semesters. This one and one more. I'll be through in August, and God been bringing me through that and making my way with that. So I'm thankful for that. I still been working. I only work on the weekends now, but it's getting a little hectic. So I don't know. All I can do is pray about that part. But working, I feel like uh I need to work because I'm used to having my own, and I don't want to have to need nobody for nothing while I'm in nursing school. But I don't know. I'm still working, but it's a thought process. And my businesses have been flourishing. I'm taking a step back from the clothing line because I feel like I was trying to work on my own timing and not God's timing. So essentially, I had to like, okay, I need to wait until God tell me to make this move, and then I'm gonna make this move, and it'll be right, because it's like if I'm trying to do it when I want to do it, it's never gonna work. So I had to realize that it's not me, it's not for me, it's what God wants me to do, and I have to learn that I have to do what He wants me to do. um, I feel like okay, so now I'm gonna try to tell y'all why I started the channel. Okay, but when I first started my channel, y'all know I was just doing like daily vlogs when I go on vacation, like when I go out and stuff like that. And it was the channel when I first started it was just like every other channel on YouTube. Vlogs, my daily life, me buying stuff, spending money on unnecessary stuff. And it's crazy because God is like one after that trip I took in June to Texas. It's like after that I was like, what am I gonna record? Because I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not going anywhere. So what am I gonna vlog? And it's like God came and spoke to me. He was like, me. I'm like, what you mean? And he was like, you gonna vlog. You gonna vlog me. You gonna spread my word. You gonna talk to my kids about me. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, what you want me to talk about? And it's like every time I made a video, he would give me what I needed and what he wanted me to speak about. And it's crazy that I gotta stop saying it crazy too, but it's just new. I'm gonna put it that way. It's new because I've never done nothing like this. And what was even crazier about it is that I don't even talk. Like anybody that know me will tell y'all I don't even talk like that. So I'm like, how God even want me to sit and talk to people on this camera, and I don't even talk to people in person. But it says that God will bring you out of your comfort zone and make you do some very uncomfortable things to get His point across and to spread His word for you to start walking into your purpose. And I feel like my purpose is to spread His word. And I think I told y'all in another vlog that He gave me the gift of creativity. Like I'm a very creative person, and I do a whole lot of stuff, and it's not hard for me to learn how to do stuff. And I feel like He wants me to use that creativity to spread His word. So I got to find some creative stuff to do on this channel for y'all. But yeah, He wanted me to start this channel to spread y'all word. And it's like, okay, I finally surrendered to God, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the channel for you. You give me what I need. And I asked Him, I said, what do you want me to talk about first? And I still don't even know if I talked about this or not on the vlog. I'm not sure, but he sent me to Luke, and in Luke it was where um the angel came and told the shepherds that God was born when they were following the star, and they followed the star to get to where God was. And the angels was afraid, and I was afraid when Christ first really came to me, and I surrendered. And I feel like He led me to that because the angels told the shepherds not to be afraid because it was a good thing that had been born. And I feel like He was telling me not to be afraid because a new relationship between me and Him had been born, and it was a good thing, and was nothing but good gonna come from it. And then like I had chills from that, so I'm like, okay, God telling me I'm starting my life over, and I'm living for Him now. So yeah, I got to do what He want me to do. It's a good thing. Don't be afraid because He gonna be with me the whole way. But it took some time to get used to, because when you start walking in Christ, you gonna experience some things that gonna be like, wait a minute. I never knew none of this was possible, but I'm gonna say that for another vlog. But yeah, so I dedicated myself to Christ, and I think like a couple months after that, I can't remember exactly when, but it was like towards the end of last year. I'm not sure. It might have been like August. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look and see. I got rebaptized, and it's like when I got rebaptized, I really felt that change, because I feel like as a child we get baptized and we just do it. But I feel like the reason I got rebaptized because I was like, okay, I'm an adult. I've been through some things, and I see how God really can be there for me, and like who He really is. I found Him for myself, basically. So I'm rededicating myself to you because I fully see who you are, and I want to give you my all. And I feel like as a child, we shouldn't be pressured. I wasn't pressured, but I feel like sometimes, when you grow up in the church, they be like, you got to get baptized. And like, I'm 8 years old getting baptized. I don't even know what's going on. But, essentially, I feel like we should wait until we're older and we have that choice and we go through life because experience some things. Because like sometimes a lot of people don't even find Christ or realize who He is until they go through those things. Then they realize how He been there for them and all He did for them. And like when you go through things with God, that's when I feel like you should have the choice to dedicate yourself to Him because He has done some things for you. And yeah, so y'all do not talk about my shadow back there. Y'all know this is the first one, so I gotta figure out how to get the shadow and all that stuff. But it's probably the angle of my lights, because I got like 4 lights plugged up. But yeah. So number one, well, being ashamed of my testimony. And I know I shouldn't be ashamed, but I guess I felt ashamed because after I came to the realization of that's not the life Christ wanted for me in the life I knew I wasn't supposed to be living, I was ashamed to tell people about that part of me. And I'm just like, I'm not, we're not supposed to be ashamed of what we did, even though half the time we gonna be ashamed because we know we weren't supposed to be doing it. But I had to realize that if I'm being ashamed of my testimony and me not telling people, that's defeating the purpose of me helping to spread God's word, because sometimes a lot of people come to Christ after they can see the things He have done for you, or you can tell your testimony and they can hear how good He has been to you and done to you, and that'll pull them to Christ. So I had to essentially learn that being ashamed of my testimony really wasn't doing me any good. It was only harming me because I was defeating that part of my purpose, which to tell God's grace and how good He was to me and how He changed me. The second thing was I think since I was a kid, God knew and Satan knew that I was gonna have a special calling on my life, and that God was gonna have some things for me and have me to do some things that were gonna, compact and affect a lot of people essentially. And when I was younger, I probably was in like elementary school, like third, fourth grade. I was in my bed asleep, and um, you know how like when you young, you get that sense that something is watching you, and so like I'm young, I don't know nothing about the devil, like never seen him, never heard him being described or nothing. So like I felt something like someone was watching me while I was in my bed asleep, and so I turned over, and it's Satan like standing in my room though. And a lot of people would feel like that's crazy or like you ain't experienced that, but I did because like think about it, I'm a kid. I'm going to church. I'm only seeing hearing the good stuff about God and the pictures in the book, the little Bible books that we had when we young. And I turn over and see this, and it's like I instantly knew like that's Satan. That's not nobody good. And it's crazy because he was standing up there with the hooves and it was dark. So I mean, but I seen him. I seen the feet, all that stuff. I seen it all, and it was crazy because like I felt like no, like now as an adult knowing, I feel like that was him trying to get me way, way back then. And it's crazy because I'm like, for him to come to see me as a child, he must knew the calling. He already must knew or felt the calling that God had on my life, and the things that God was gonna have me to essentially do in my life, and the type of person that I was gonna be. So I feel like He made His presence known. So as I got older, it's like I started steering down the wrong path, doing all the wrong stuff. Um, the first thing that I kind of feel like I got into that was wrong was homosexuality. I don't like to talk about it. That was kind of just hard for me to say. But it's crazy how it even started because I can remember to this day, like, I probably like, I was young then, elementary school, probably like fifth or sixth grade. And I was in the grocery store with my mama. And it's like a lady passed by with a nice figure. And it was like, some just clicked in my head, like, you supposed to like this. But me knowing, it like something in me knew that was wrong, so I ignored it. But it's like in the back of my mind, like that thought stayed in the back of my mind. I don't know why I'm doing like this, like I can show y'all the back of my mind. But it's like the thought stayed in the back of my mind, and I was like, it just stuck with me, I guess. And then that's when I got into like, like sixth and seventh grade, I started being like depressed a lot and not being happy with myself because I've been a heavy kid my whole life. Like I've been fat all my life, plain and simple. And it's like when I got to those ages, like I started to hate myself, and I feel like, and I had like acne real bad, and I feel like Satan kind of used what I didn't like again about myself to help me to do the wrong things or the things he wanted me to do because like I really hated how I looked and like I didn't give myself the credit or the attention I wanted. And so I feel like too, he used that, and the first person that came to me and showed me some affection or like I like you was a girl. So I feel like that's how it really evolved because I didn't like myself. I didn't feel like I deserved to be liked. So the first thing to like me, I just went with it. And essentially I lived that life all through high school. Um, Never had a boyfriend. Only talked to girls the whole time I was in high school. Outside of high school, like my college years, how long? I probably say to like 2014. I graduated in 2013. I think it was 2014 or 15 or something like that when I decided like I didn't decide, God was telling me like you need to change. So I had already been like the years had passed. I had been to college. Oh yeah, in college living wrong. Like I was doing a whole lot of bad stuff. Like I used to party all the time and drinking and smoking. So I ended up failing my classes down there at the school I was at. Had to end up coming back home and end up going to like the community college is like 30 minutes away. So it's like I got extra depressed because I'm like my life just not going right, and nothing I do is working out the way I wanted to work. And then it's like something in me kept saying like, okay, you need to change. The way you living and the things you doing really not what you're supposed to be doing, and God don't want you doing it. And I'm like, and at this point, I really didn't have a relationship with Christ, and I'm just like, okay, I need to make this change. But then on the other side, this other person like, why you need to change? You having fun. So I told my friends, I was like, y'all, I want to start back dressing like a girl. I feel like I look better dressing like a girl. And they were like, well, do it then. And I'm like, ooh, people gonna talk about me. Like, I've been wearing 501s since the ninth and 10th grade. And now all of a sudden, I'm gonna be back dressing like a girl. I was like, okay, that's not gonna work. But in my mind, it just stayed, they'll never did change. So I went to church with my friends one Sunday, and the preacher said, if God is telling you to change your life and get your life together before it's too late, then you need to do that, because that's just like the light bill people calling you saying, okay, if you don't pay the bill, we finna cut your lights out. In that moment, I was like, okay, I'm finna get my life together, because when God come back, he is not leaving me. When Christ comes, I'm going with him. I'm not going in the opposite direction. When it's time for judgment, I'm gonna hear well done, my good and faithful servant. So that was the first change I like, and it was so crazy that I made that change, and it like I began to be more feminine, and like my attraction for guys got stronger and stronger and stronger, and I started to like, it was crazy how like those thoughts and feelings just started to fade out of me. But then at the same time, you know, when Satan see God working for you and changing you, he gonna try to put that stuff in front of you, and like people trying to talk to me, and I'm like, no, that's not me no more. I don't want to do that. He was trying to entice me with those things, and I had to essentially just be like, no, I'm not living like that no more. That's not how I want to be presented. I don't want nobody to know me as the gay girl no more. You know, I want to be known as Shaquilla, who I am, and not this title. So God brought me out of homosexuality. And when I did that and finally surrendered and let to that calling to get that part of my life out and stop doing that, like stuff started going good. I went to school, I passed all my basic. On the depression lifted a little bit, but it didn't go all the way away. But I passed nursing school. I started working. Like I started praying, and like I started writing stuff down to God that I wanted. And it's crazy, like after I look back at it, after that one change, everything on the list I got, I was like, on pass nursing school, I passed nursing school. I said I wanted a Jeep, I got my Jeep. I was like, I started making cakes and stuff. I was like, I want a shop for my cakes. It came a little later, but now I have my shop, which we were going in. Now this is just another room. And I got my shop, and I was like, dang, so like God really showed me, like, if you do what I tell you to do, then there's no limit to the things you can have, you know? And the Bible said, write it down to tarry, which means to wait. And I waited, and God has given me a lot of stuff that I want. And like I'm delivered from the depression now, and like on the depression subject, I had been depressed my whole life. Like I stayed in a bad mood. I never wanted to be around nobody, and it was crazy because I didn't have a bad childhood. My mama had provided everything for me. I mean, I never wanted for nothing. I had a car in high school. I mean, like anything I wanted as a kid, my mama gave it to me, and it was crazy. Like now I see like you can have everything in life, but if you don't have Christ, you still have nothing. So you still not gonna be happy. That peace you're trying to find is not gonna be there because you don't have the person or the thing that can bring you ultimate peace and the peace you really need to be settled in life. Well, not so much settled, but like, you know, at a good place in life and not in a depression phase. Um, and I feel like God had a lot of grace and mercy on me because he knew who I was and he knew what I could be. But he never gave up fighting, because even though I was doing the wrong things, drinking, smoking, partying, and all that stuff, he still was fighting for me because he was still putting it in me, even though I didn't have a relationship with him, that I was doing wrong and I wasn't supposed to be doing this stuff. And eventually that's what saved me and got me to make that change in my life, because I'm like, okay, I can't keep living like this. My life ain't gonna go nowhere if I keep living like in the homosexuality, out partying all the time, like just spending money, drinking, smoking. And it's crazy because he just took it like an instance. He took all that stuff out of me. And it's just amazing because like I went from smoking Black and Miles every day and drinking on the weekends and getting drunk and not knowing how I drove home to not even liking none of this stuff, not even liking the smell of alcohol. I hate how Black and Mild smell. I hate how marijuana smells. So it's like he really made that change in me, and I'm really glad that he did. Um, and when I first answered God's calling, since we on number 5 now, and I answered God's calling, and y'all, when you answer that call, it's like a ton of bricks. Well, not bad bricks, but like a force is gonna hit you. And I feel like that day when I said after the first day, I think I made a video. I got a vlog up about that too. About when I first surrendered. And then like I had just been feeling it that whole night. So the next day I got up to go to work and I told God, I said, okay, I fully surrender to you. I give you my whole life. I'm gonna do what you want me to do. When I tell y'all it like something in me just said cry. I couldn't do nothing but cry. I cried the whole look at that bug. A ladybug. But yeah, I cried the whole day. And I'm like, why am I crying? But it wasn't a bad cry. I feel like it was a cry of relief because I was letting go of all that stuff. And I knew he was changing me because we had a trip in June when I went to Texas with my friend for his birthday. And like I went, but I felt out of place. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to drink. And it like I just felt like I didn't belong. And I knew he had changed me then because I'm like, okay, if I'm not wanting to do none of the stuff I want to do, I'm not supposed to be doing those things anymore. You know, I'm out of place. Let me see. Well, I kind of feel like I talked about God and Satan in war with me changing those things and not wanting to be a part of it. I done talked about all 9 subjects and we haven't even been talking that long. Cause I said I wasn't even gonna talk about all of them, but you know when you get to talking, I see what they be talking about at church. When you get to going and telling your testimony and your grace, like you can't stop. So I done ran through these things, y'all. But yeah, and I guess I could talk to y'all about in that previous vlog I made, it was about changing your environment. And it's crazy because my friend, she sent me a video this morning from Pastor Mike Todd, not Mike Todd, Mike Jr., the one from Birmingham. And he was talking about your circle and like eventually, a lot of people don't believe like the people you surround yourself with can eventually determine your outcome. And I feel like a lot of people feel like once you start hanging around somebody or you don't talk to certain people no more, they feel like, oh, you think you more than me, or you how you just gonna start talking to me when we always do the same things. But that's the key point. I don't do the things that you used to do that you do no more, or like we used to do together. So I can't continue to surround myself with those things when I'm knowing that God is taking my life in another direction. And what I like how he said is like, you know, iron sharpens iron. And he used for the example a pencil. And he said, when you sharpen a pencil, I mean, things gonna get taken away. It's gonna get taken away. It's gonna get taken away. And he was saying like the pencil gets shorter and shorter. And he was like, we have to give up some things to get what God wants us to be. And a lot of people don't want to do that because they feel like, why I gotta give up all this for to live for God? Because half of the stuff we have not even of God, is of the world. And we have to realize that living of the word is not living for God. And if you think about it, everything that God tell you not to do, the world tell you it's okay. So that should tell you that it's a fine line where you need to be like, okay, yeah, I need to stop doing this stuff because I believe in God. He's telling me not to do it, but why the world making me feel like if I don't do it, I'm crazy. And I mean, I feel like everybody need to learn it. I had to learn it because, like, I don't hang around nobody now. And like he said, think about the 5 people you hang around now. I can't even name 5 people that I hang around all the time because I'm really just around my mama and my brother. And like my friend Sarah, I'm with her all the time. Like, there's 3 people, and it's just I couldn't name 5 people that I'm around all the time. I couldn't. But that's not a bad thing because you have to realize like the people in your life, they have to either be change you for the good or change you for the better. Like Pastor Mike said, like they're gonna either elevate you or decrease you. And do you want people around you that's gonna elevate you or decrease you? And I had to learn that like I'm not hanging around y'all because I don't like y'all. It's just that you know how they say when you get older, your life going separate in different directions than when you were younger. So like a lot of times, people who you were with all the time, you're not gonna be with them as much. And I had to learn it because I used to feel bad. Like, dang, these ladybugs kill me. Like, dang, I don't be with nobody no more. But our lives are in different directions now, And you should surround yourself with people who want their life to go in the same direction that your life is going. Because if I'm trying to go right and your life going left, one of us going influence the other, and it's either gonna be to go good on that right or bad on that left. So you have to be mindful, and a lot of people feel like you have to be weak minded to be influenced by people, but not really, because if you hang around these people every single day, you're gonna eventually start doing the same stuff they're doing, even if you don't realize it now. You're gonna be like, why I'm doing that? I ain't know. That's because you hanging around. You have to change your environment. And I know I talk about that in a lot of videos, because the one I just recorded was basically about the same thing, but I just felt like I needed to say it again. And like I said in the last vlog, a lot of people feel like, okay, I need to change my life and my environment to get this money, but you don't feel like you have to do that to live the life God has called you to, and you do. You really do. And I mean, it's just a lie. So I think that's going to be it for the first video. I think I gave y'all some good topics. I hope I explained them pretty good. But if y'all need me to like reiterate on some stuff, just comment down below and let me know. Y'all gotta help me think of an intro. Like I did with the bottle cap, that's gonna be our opener for every video, like our icebreaker, as they say. We're gonna do a scripture off of the water bottle. Um, what else I want to tell y'all? I feel excited. I feel like this is gonna go very well, and I'm excited for what we got coming and how God is gonna bless us and to help motivate each other and to do good things. And yeah, y'all keep watching, and I'm thankful for y'all for watching. And I pray that everybody has a blessed day to see this video, and I pray that everybody accomplished everything. If God is calling you, please answer before it's too late. That's the only thing. Like I be trying to tell people, like y'all be like, I'm young and I can wait, but no, you need to be starting now, because you never, like how things going. You never know when your time is gonna be up. So it's best to be living. Like, cause where you want to be? You want to be in the club or at home reading your Bible, or like praying, or just in a good place when God come back. You know, that's why they say live every day like He coming back, because you never know when He's coming back. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, because I enjoyed talking about this. I'm gonna have guests and stuff. I know my brother's gonna come talk to y'all with me one day, but I gotta we gotta figure out what we're gonna talk about. But yeah, I think this is gonna do good. I'm excited, y'all. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all comment some stuff y'all want me to talk about. And yeah, thanks for being here on this journey with me. I'm going to just, try to tell y'all some things I've been through that I didn't know that I wish someone had told me prior to giving my life to Christ. So I could have been prepared. But yeah, that's my point, to try to help y'all do those things. So next video, we might talk about warfare, or like in general, some stuff I've experienced. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. Be blessed and have a good day. And excuse my voice. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, see y'all later.